I had this coworker. He was a drunk or a chef or... Wait, no, those are just the same word. Never mind. Anyways, he didn't own a smartphone because he would always somehow break the screen on his non-existent skinny ass. And one time after work, he just plopped down on a chair, reached back to look at Instagram or swimsuit models on Instagram. Anyways, when he reached back, all the shards and shit got stuck on his hand, and he started panicking and running after me, screaming for help with his hand out in front of him, all bloodied and mangled. And so it was the worst game of tag I've ever been in. If he had tagged me, I would have gone whatever STIs he had. That's beside the point, though. Point is, he didn't keep a phone after that. Only like a little shitty little brick. Oh, did you hear that sneeze? We keep it real up in here. Burp too. Bodily functions, y'all, they happen. So anyway, this dude was doing a dopamine detox before it was even a thing, because he also didn't have a TV or like a laptop either. Guy was just living in the wild, raising chickens, growing shit on vines. It's crazy. He had like a 2-hour commute. Anyways, I asked him, hey, does not having a phone make you more productive? And then he was like, when have you ever not seen me bust my ass around here? More productive? What the fuck more do you want from me? And then I was like, nah, I mean like at home and shit. And then he replied, oh, no, I just drink more now. And to prove a point, at closing time, he made a cocktail of hand sanitizer and vodka and drove himself home. Dude has like 3 DUIs, and he's still allowed to drive somehow. Or, wait, no, maybe, oh shit, maybe he actually wasn't. So it's been a lot of years later now, and we have this fad of not looking at our phones for entire days at a time. We've actually had a lot of fads lately relating to productivity, but this one in particular I find counterintuitive. It's like the guy said, you just drink more. He already got done everything he needed to within the day. Yeah, that's a tongue twister, within the day. Within the day. Anyways, it's not like he could work overtime on feeding his chickens or watering his crops. But I still think it's important to try out these fads. Otherwise, there's no experimentation that occurs. You learn nothing about yourself. And as a person who pursued this fad closely, I feel as though it actually helped me more easily achieve what I needed to within the day with less distraction. But I'm still human. I still have my limits. I still need rest and relaxation, and without my phone, I just turned to other sources of entertainment, such as reading or napping, which seems admirable, I guess, but all I've really done is just shift my form of entertainment. In a way, I just drink more now. But this isn't purely beneficial, such as in the case of my old coworker, who became more of a drunk. And here's a quote, a thing from Carl Jung, because I'm fucking smart, that proves my point. It's evidence from Jung, not Young, not Yoon. Yoon's from fucking Walking Dead. Where the fuck did people get Yoon from? So if you read the quote, then basically, what is above as is below, so is above as is below. We use our phones to keep away from our thoughts and the prospect of productive action. So when you spend that much amount of time away from your vices and temptations, it ultimately leads to greater inner turmoil, discomfort, and inevitably impulsivity. But spending time with your phone, it isn't pointless. Wait, how the fuck do I explain this to you? I gotta think up of an analogy, or else your poo-poo brain won't get what I'm trying to say, because you gave yourself the self-induced TikTok ADHD. So if I don't at least tell you this in story form, then you're not going to understand fucking any of it. I'm often reminded of Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore. In it features a man named Nakata who is retired and lives off of Social Security. Nakata spends his days looking for lost cats and is actually able to talk to cats. But that's not the strangest thing about Nakata. The strangest thing is that he barely casts a shadow. Both literally and metaphysically, he is a man who casts almost no shadow. He is devoid of sin. Nakata has no sexual drive, nor pride, nor greed, and no concept of vice. He is pure because he's having the same mental capacity as that of a 10-year-old boy, which his government has regarded as mental retardation. Because of his purity, he is almost able to tap into the divine and works as an agent of the larger forces of the universes and fate. He is given prophetic powers and does things that indirectly and metaphysically affect the life of the main character, trying to ensure the MC's fate. Yet Nakata is tortured by his purity. Because of his naivety, he is tricked / forced / fucking gaslighted? What's some keywords here? Synonyms. I don't know, type up some synonyms for that. Anyways, he's pretty much forced into killing a sculptor in order to stop the sculptor from skinning cats alive. Being an agent of divinity is being more like a puppet. Often we think of our prophets as willful volunteers pursuing some grand cause, but in this case Nakata is just trying to get by. He also laments the fact that his mental capacity is limited, that he can't read nor understand much of what people are saying to him. He wants to know more of the world around him, but he's constantly being kept in the dark. By living in purity, we make ourselves ignorant. A common example being cults, who live in secluded and remote communities for the sake of avoiding so-called corruption of the societies that border them. To have holistic knowledge is to live holistically. To deny our animalistic selves is to live purely but at a great cost. I doubt an ascetic lifestyle would lead someone to kill a famous sculptor and lose their ability to read, but it can still harm us in unexpected ways. At the end of the day, we so easily forget the primal element within us. We're animals. You wouldn't expect a monkey to perform tricks all day with no rest or treats, relying purely on intrinsic motivation, and still be happy, and neither should you assume the same with yourself. Why did I say that like that? That's like a That's like the Joe Rogan cadence. Okay, whatever. Anyways, now, of course, you might say to yourself, well, we're not exactly animals. But you also ought to remember that all the shampoos in your shower were first tested on rabbits before they ever got to the shelves and to you. And the psychology of a rat in a maze 50 years ago, 60 years ago, was used to advance concepts in human learning. So if you want to be a little more disciplined and a little more introspective, then that's fine. But don't expect a monkey to be able to do that all day and not go bananas.